Joining me is award-winning director and writer Michael Hamilton, and he's here today to talk about his Leo Award nomination and what is next for him. Welcome, Michael.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So excited to have you, and congratulations on your Leo Award nomination.
Thank you.
And for Bisping, and you are the writer, editor, and director. Is that correct?
That's it. Yeah.
How do you do it all?
Oh man, I don't know. It was a long process, but I feel like there's certain films that I really want to, attach myself as an editor because I really have this kind of vision of how I want it to kind of be done. And, Bisping's story was one of those films that I really wanted to kind of be there from the start, from writing this treatment to the editing process. So yeah, it was long, challenging, but super amazing opportunity, and we're all very happy about the film.
Why did you choose this project?
I'll be honest with you, when the producers first reached out to me and they asked me if I wanted to direct a doc about this iconic MMA, fighter, I was just like, I don't know if I'm the right guy. I watch MMA a little bit, but I'm not really entrenched into that sport. So maybe I'm not the right guy. And he said, you know what, let's fly to LA. We'll meet him and then decide, So we did that. And fast forward, had the best meeting with this guy. Incredible storyteller. Just everything he did for his life and his career was all for his family. So that really pulled me in. And I really saw that there's a huge story here. And at that point, just his personality and just being a great storyteller, he captivates the screen. I knew right then, okay, I'm in. And, it's going to be more, it's not just going to be a fighting movie, but it's going to be more about a man and his journey and, what he was willing to sacrifice for his family. So, yeah, hopefully that comes out in the final product when everybody sees it.
It's a feature-length documentary, and it's about his life, right? It's about that people would want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's also, is he analyst too, an actor as well?
Yeah, I mean, the guy works. He works. And, I guess once you're done fighting, you got to figure out what's next. And for him, because part of his charm was his ability to, he talked a lot of smack to his opponents, and he has that bravado, which is needed in that sport. And he was great at it. And I think, after he finally figured out, I'm going to retire and enough's enough. What's next? And he felt like being an analyst, and he knows the sport inside and out, and he's great on camera, and he's affable. And then acting just came naturally as well. So he's been in a lot of big movies and TV shows, and now he's one of the best analysts for the UFC. So it's amazing career.
Yeah, I think I know Georges St. Pierre was interviewed.
Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I want to ask you, how much research and writing was involved, to know about him? And
Bisping or George Bisping?
For Bisping.
Yeah, no, there was a quite a in-depth research stage, maybe for someone else, maybe that really knew the sport more than I did, may not have had to done a bunch of research. But even if I know a subject, I'll still do a deep dive because you never know, right? And but yeah, there was a lot of research going in as far as what you can find online, but then also just having conversations with Bisping, really gave a lot of the lion's share of what really makes the man, that you can't find on Google or in books or So he was super. He played a huge role in the research stage. And actually, he played a huge role throughout the movie. Like one phone call away, any time of night, you can call them, text them, and just get details. And because you really want to make sure you're giving an accurate account, when you're doing someone's life story.
Yes. Is there a favorite part that you enjoyed?
Oh, there's so many. I kind of don't want to give it away because it's kind of. It's a crucial point in the story, but I really can't pick one. and I really speak, and I'm not just saying this because, I'm involved with the film, but his journey, there's not a dull moment in this guy's life, from time he was a kid to the time he retired. It was nonstop things going on in his life, trials and tribulations. He's seen them all. And to sum it up, and I really, it was kind of our, it was almost our kind of our backdrop and our, it was part of the writing in a sense that he's actually the true Rocky Balboa story. He's the true Rocky. And just, he came from nothing. He came from the gutter, and he kind of persevered, and he kind of went on, and he did some amazing things in the sport. And, that's the true definition of a fighter, what he was able to accomplish. Yeah.
Yes. Such a, inspiring story. And like, when will it be aired? And
it is actually out now on Super Channel.
Great.
Canada. And then the worldwide release will happen in the fall. And it's one of the things I can't mention because I'm sworn to secrecy until they announce, but it's a prominent studio that is on board, and they took the film, we're super happy and excited for the release. And people will know once they announce and they do the marketing rollout, it'll be everywhere. So yeah. So we're all excited.
Yeah, congratulations. And you've won a Leo for I Am Milk Jr., is that right?
I am MLK Jr., yeah. Worked with Network Entertainment on that one, and it's probably one of my prize films that I've ever done, just because of the subject matters and the story. And that was another film where I thought I knew a lot about the civil rights movement, and I did know quite a bit, but I was humbled because there was so much more that I didn't know. And you talk about research, that's a film that a year full of research almost. And I'm super proud of that film. Yeah.
Yeah. So I noticed Van Jones, political analyst. That was wonderful to have him involved. And
yeah, Van was great. It's so funny because we interviewed, we had quite a bit of celebrities and obviously a lot of civil rights activists. But when I found out we had Van Jones coming, I was kind of like a nerd geeking out because I watch CNN all the time, and I'm a big supporter and follower of his. So that was one of my favorite interviews when we got to sit down with Van, and he's such a smart and eloquent man. It's it was great.
Yeah, this is wonderful. And you've produced the Bailey Experience, and how is that? I mean, he is such an interesting person from what I can gather, but you have the documentary, so there's so much information that viewers would want to see it.
Yeah, no, the directing the Bailey Experience was, phenomenal. Because if you think about it, that was the heightened, time where Canada was, on the top of the stage for track and field. And Donovan was our hero, coming out of the Ben Johnson situation. All eyes were on Donovan trying to not only win, but do it right. And I was super honored, once we got to the green light to do that, and just working with an iconic athlete like Donovan Bailey was phenomenal. And, he's a Canadian hero for sure.
You've interviewed such high profile people. Is there one that really you enjoyed, or just everyone in different ways?
Yeah, no, that's the great thing about what I do, and those are the times where you feel like you don't work, like this is not a job, like it's fun actually, but there's 80% of the time it's a lot of work. I would say the craziest and my favorite interview was interviewing President Obama when he was in office, and we went to the White House and we interviewed him at the White House in the map room. And, it was surreal. I was nervous. I had all these emotions, and it's funny because you never know if it's going to happen. Like when we finally set it up, it could get canceled at any time because obviously he's the president, he's busy. But once he walked into that room, I was just like, I have to pinch myself because not everybody gets to go to the White House and interview a sitting president for something that's not even political. He'd definitely be the best and coolest interview I've ever done. So.
Yeah. So Michael, how did you calm your nerves? Like, what did you do? Was there maybe meditation? I don't know.
It was. I was more nervous the lead up. So every so often someone would come in and like, okay, he's 5 minutes away. He's just around the corner doing this. So you'd be like, okay, he's coming. And that's where your nerves would hit. And then the point where, he'd have Secret Service would come in the room and they would stand stoically in the corner. Then you knew it was on, like, oh my God, he's coming any minute. And then when he walked in, I was just like, it was weird. My nerves went away. Once he walked in, my nerves went away. And I was just like, I got to fall back into my, my routine, just like anybody else I interview. And we had a great chat and got a photo after. And after that, he was whisked away. So it was incredible.
Oh, wow. And, Michael, what drives you?
It sounds so cliche, but it's the truth. I love telling great stories, and I love uncovering stories and things about people that maybe no one really knows, or telling it in a different way than maybe that you're used to hearing it. So that's what really drives me, and ultimately it's the people in this business and the subject matter and the interviews that we get to do. I'm happiest in production. I could fuel a city with my energy, my passion when we're in production, because that's what drives me. I love producing, I love creating, and I love directing. And, after production's over, I'm just kind of like, what's next? I kind of slip into this like almost state of like, I don't know what to do with myself. I got to get another production.
And that leads into what's next for you.
Ooh, yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff happening. I've since partnered with Shaquille O'Neal, and I'm helping run his production company, and we have a first look deal with Warner Media. That's kind of exciting. And then I'm also still able to direct other projects, and we have some cool projects coming up. We're about to start in the fall to do the Jordan Tutu story, which is going to be incredible.
Wow.
Super excited about that. And so there's a lot of cool things coming down the pipe, and I hope to be super busy, especially after the COVID year, right?
Yes. And Michael, do you have a favorite sport or you like to do?
Yeah, I played basketball my whole life at a high level, college and then some pro, and then so that was my passion. And then once it was over, I needed to find something that kind of equaled that. And I find filmmaking is the exact same way. It's collaborative and takes a team. And but definitely basketball was my love.
That's great. Yeah. Maybe a memoir from you, maybe one day.
Maybe. I don't know.
Michael, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No. I just I'm really proud of Bisping, and I'm glad that the Leos saw that there's something in that to nominate us, and I love working with the team of guys that and gals that were involved in making this film possible. So whether we win or not, I've never been a guy that's defined by awards, but I'm just thankful that we're recognized, and I think it's a great film, and excited for people to see it when it comes out.
Yes, and if people want to find out more about you, where can they go?
Right now our website is kind of down. We're getting it redone, so I would maybe wait to throw that info out. But I'm not. This sounds horrible, but I'm not a big social guy. On social media, I'm not, and I get blasted probably every second day from people around me that work with me just like, what are you doing? But yeah, I don't know. But I'm accessible. You know, if you want to find me, I'm sure you can find me somehow.
Yeah.
Terrible promoting myself, I know.
Well, you're so busy, and you've got so many exciting projects in the past, and I mean, I could talk to you all day, Michael.
Appreciate that.